Have you guys ever been to like any other like types of festivals? Because I feel as much fun as those summer festivals are, the most fun I've ever had at festivals are the ones that are just fucking bonkers.
The penis one?
Well, the penis festival as well. I mean, I did a video on that. That was insane.
Yeah. What is the history behind that festival?
I don't fucking know.
It's like a fertility thing, right?
It's
fuck knows
yeah,
they need it.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's to celebrate fertility, and it's basically
the little
just,
they have left.
Think of I think the only way I can describe it, right, is like, so there's many of them all over the place. The one that I went to, I think, was like the biggest one that they do every year, and it basically starts off with like this parade on the streets. And
wait. There were many penis festivals?
Yes.
Yeah.
In different parts of Japan.
I thought when you said many festivals, I just thought you meant many Japanese festivals.
No, there are many penis festivals throughout the year.
Damn, they praying hard to that penis.
Yeah,
guy.
dude, they need it.
They need more.
They need it.
This is literally like, how do we stop this thing? Thoughts and prayers. And it's like, how about we do something?
Yeah, so like the one I went to was the biggest one. I forgot whereabouts it was. Somewhere like closer to Nagoya, I think. Oh no, it wasn't Nagoya or Aichi.
That one's wild.
That one was huge.
Literally,
and the penises were huge.
Were girthy.
Yeah, and like some of these, like there's basically like a parade that happens where everyone's like lined up on the side of the streets, and then they bring in a bunch of like traditional, penis-shaped objects, and they finish it off with the girthiest schlong I've ever seen in my life. It's this like wooden schlong. I want to guess it's maybe about 15 meters long.
What?
Carried?
No.
The girth is probably
how many people to carry this thing?
like 40 guys.
It's like fucking Johnny Sins equivalent.
Dude,
Yeah, right.
It was 40 guys carrying Johnny Sin's cock, and they carry it through the parade. Where
do they store
through
this?
people? I don't know. At the temple, I guess.
She's got like a storage unit somewhere with the world's giant
And then they walk it through the parade. You know, people taking photos, whatever, and then they prop it up in front of the temple. So at the end of the festival, there's just this giant 15-meter wooden cock just like sitting there in front of the temple. And then at the end of the one I went to, they did this tradition. I don't know what the history behind it is, but it's really dangerous. And this is the only one that they do it at. What they do is they go up on these like this giant stage that's built up about 5-10 meters tall, so kind of like the one you saw at the summer festival, except instead of a square one, it's like a long rectangle.
Right.
And there's about 10-15 dudes who are standing at the top of this thing with a basket full of mochi. Right? And I'm not talking about the squishy mochi.
Right.
I'm talking about the shit you put before it's cooked.
Fuck.
In these plastic bags.
Yeah.
And what they do is they just grab handfuls of this shit and they just chuck it into the crowd. And these people are just like desperately trying to catch these mochi. But what's really dangerous about it is that if you're not careful, because there's literal tens of hundreds of fucking mochi pieces flying out. And these are big. These are like size of my fist, right?
Yeah.
Kid dies from mochi.
Yeah. If you're not careful, that thing can smack you in the fucking head. And I got smacked. In the head
you're
by
gonna
one.
deck an old grandma.
Yeah,
Like,
I was filming it in my video, and I got decked in the fucking forehead by one of them, just like pow.
And then since then, he didn't watch anime.
And then Trace
it back. Trace it back.
And then I was just like, what's anime? Where am I?
Jujutsu Kaisen is made. What?
But I think the craziest one I went to though was in Nagano.
What? Was that the penis one?
No, not the penis one. The one I went to in Nagano was the Fire Festival, not the Fire Festival. That's a different one.
This one happened.
Not FYRE.
The Internet Historian video? I know that one.
Not FYRE Festival, the FIRE Festival. And it's one in Nagano. Yes. Also, it's extremely dangerous.
Okay.
So basically what they do is they build this giant 20-25 meter wooden like teepee looking structure, right? And people are gathered all around it. And then what happens is they set it on fire. And then there are people in the back who push the crowd towards the fire.
What? Why?
I don't know. But basically, if you're standing in the front, you are getting cooked alive. And you're trying to fight back. All these like people trying to basically push you into a fight. It's like mass witch hunting.
It's like Korean Squid Game. We had to get people who are broke.
No,
Japanese Squid Game.
No, it's just Japanese Squid Game.
Literally anyone was down.
And I was, and mind you, right, this is like, there are like hundreds of people just all gathered around. And and when this thing sets ablaze,
Yeah.
It's just this massive bonfire. So you could be like 20, 25 meters away from this thing, and it's hot as shit.
Yeah,
I can't imagine what it's like for the
I mean,
people
it's
on the
literally
front.
fire. You know,
It's literally fire.
Fire
It's,
be
fire.
hot.
Yeah.
it's like if there was a house on fire and then someone and you were watching it and then someone behind you was like, get closer to it. That's what it was like. It's like, no, I don't want to get close to that thing. It's hot.
I want
And they
to.
do that for some reason.
I want to say that, like, yeah, no, we don't have any weird festivals, but we have that one where we chase like cheese down the hill.
Oh, that one's the dumbest festival of all time.
That's dangerous. That's
like-
fucked up.
Is
That's like
that the one where they push the wheels of cheese
they
down?
push
Yeah.
the wheel of cheese and people just fucking like flip down the hill to try and get it first.
Yeah, so they have like an ambulance on call, and any festival
Yeah, it's
where
at
you
the
have an
bottom.
ambulance on call is never a good sign.
Oh yeah.
And so it's like the cheese wheel rolling festival where you just like you have a big wheel of cheese, roll it down like a very, very steep hill, and they have a festival where people try to chase the wheel.
Yeah, whoever touches it wins.
Whoever touches it first wins. Now,
Is there any way you can catch up to that thing though?
Yeah, there's like some people who are insane and literally like throw their bodies
Yeah.
down the
My
hill.
God.
Like
Yeah.
they don't care.
Wow.
So how people normally go is if you run full speed down a hill, is normally your body can't keep up with the momentum.
All right.
So either you're gonna fall flat on your face, or you're just gonna start rolling, or most of the time you're gonna get some kind of broken bone or some injury, because that's what happens when you run full force down a hill.
Isn't that like that scene in Bucky where he's like full bolting it down the stairs and he's like, this is boring, and he starts yawning?
Yeah.
There's probably one dude in that festival who's like that, where he's like, yeah,
just watch people
I don't
like
give a fuck.
Flip
Yeah.
though and just
All for some cheese, man.
All for some cheese.
All for some cheddar.
Was it worth it? Was it worth the hospital trip for that cheese? I don't know.
man. That better be some good fucking cheese.
I kind of want to do it, but I never will. But part of me is like, I want to at least be there.
Yeah.
I want to see people just like eat shit.
Yeah.
Well, they do.
I think that's the whole point, right?
Yeah.
I think that's why people love it.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure the local government is like, please, can we stop doing the cheese thing? And they're like, no.
What's the tradition behind it though? Like, why do they do it?
I don't know. I know it's something that is like the origins are very murky. and
Yeah.
It's not like
I feel every festival's like that.
it's not like this is 100% what happened. I feel like
Yeah.
I've heard it before because there was a Netflix documentary about weird things, and one of the episodes is about it.
Because I know for a fact that in Japan, at least, the reason why we do festivals or matsuri is I think like there's theories that like they used to be used for like sacrificial rituals and shit like that, and then one day someone was like, let's take the sacrificial part out and maybe just like dance instead and just have a good time.
I watched like
Having an idol concert while someone's getting fucking sacrificed on stage.
It's like, stop!
sacrifice. That's the call sign, the sacrifice. I watched a QI thing and it was talking about like fucking Japanese like celibate monks or something, and they would like have to. It was wild, like what they would do. It was like something when you were done with your duties to prove that you were loyal to like the monkhood, you would just trap yourself in like a coffin for like 80 days and just die.
Oh,
and you were not allowed to come
yeah.
out, and if you came out, it was a sign of weakness.
It was like they put them in like a ditch, right? Like a hole.
Something like
Yeah.
I can't remember the exact thing, but it's like what is like the dedication to this shit in Japan is like next level.
Oh yeah, because I remember I saw like a similar video recently where they were talking about this like I guess like type of like monk training that you can do called ashuri, and basically they do this thing called the 1,000-day walk. And basically what they do is every day you walk between, I think it's like 30 to 50 kilometers through the mountains and meditate. And you do that for 1,000 days. But it's so hardcore that when you sign up for this thing, they actually give you a small knife where if you don't succeed in it, you have to literally seppuku. I'm just like, bro, like how far down do you have to be like, I'm gonna do this?
I really want to find the celibate
Like,
monk
it's
thing. 'cause
crazy.
wild.
And it's still a thing that they do today.
That's insane.
Yeah, it's nuts. And there are just people who do that.
So they literally said, so you have chosen death.
Yeah, it's like It's like, would you like to be enlightened? Please walk for 1,000 days straight.
Either
And,
you're
if you make
enlightened.
it, then cool. You're
That's
enlightened.
literally like a Hunter x Hunter test. You know, that's
I swear to God, if by
you
the
walk
end,
1,000 miles, prove it.
If by the end of the 1,000 days you don't have Nan, like it's not
yeah,
worth
exactly.
it. Like it's not worth it.
That's part of the Hunter exam. You know, you get your Hunter's license after this, or you die. You know, that's literally that. I wouldn't be
Some
surprised.
of you will get your hunter's license. Some of you will die.
Yeah,
Someone read a little too much Hunter and was like, yeah, we can do that.
we can do that. Or it was Togashi, and I read about that, and I was like, I can put that in a Hunter arc. You know, sounds like a good arc right there.
That's crazy,
Yeah.
dude.
What are you checking up?
Trying to find this monk thing.
I've definitely heard about that celibacy thing though.
Yeah.
I could definitely
It's like
believe
they're
it.
not
Oh,
allowed
Kai, did
to
you find
have
it?
sex.
Sokshinbutsu. Yeah,
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 what
that's
is
right,
that?
that's right.
When he preserves the tea in UK.
Is this the thing that I was talking about, Jerry? Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So
Right.
it's basically you naturally mummify.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
They mummify themselves willingly.
Yeah,
and
while
if
they're alive.
And if they
Yeah.
like cave or like they don't go through with it, they're not worthy. But they have to like starve themselves.
Yeah.
Like in a like coffin
Yeah.
Yeah.
for like how many days is it or something? They have to stay in there. I think it's something crazy, and I can't remember why.
Yeah.
I feel very bad. They did 80 fucking days or something to do this, and I can't
Yeah.
remember why they did it. It's like no maidens.
Well, it's
Okay.
probably it's probably some like spiritual
No, it is.
enlightenment or something.
And
right?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think I remember on this QI thing they were talking about how like I think it was the Japanese government at some point was like, hey, can you just stop doing this, please? This is really weird and uncomfortable. People don't like this.
Yeah.
People don't want your mom.
I mean, a lot of people praise Japan for being few cultures that actually really hold on to tradition. But
I mean, a lot of it
maybe
they got
maybe
rid of.
there are some traditions we shouldn't hold on to.
Well, actually, I mean, there's a lot of traditions they didn't preserve, and for some of them, they're like, all right, yeah, this is kind of weird.
This
we
kind
should,
of fucked
should
up.
modernize this thing.
Yeah, let's not do that.
Yeah. Penis festivals though.
Oh, dude, the penis festival is fun as fuck.
I want to go to it.
Yeah.
That just looks like a laugh.
It's
Are you
really,
the
really
judge of
fun.
fan meetup in Japan? Sorry.
And I know, like in my video, we also found a temple that was dedicated to the women as well.
I was going to say, I was
do you
hoping
mean?
there would be, you know,
As in, we found a vagina temple.
Oh, okay.
you can't say vagina. Just say vagina.
I didn't know if I was allowed to say vagina. We went to a vagina.
Say cock and dick. You can say vagina.
Penis.
All right, fine. We went to a vagina temple,
Yeah,
and it was
okay.
awesome.
Did you enter through like a you know?
like a
big
fleshy.
vagina.
Like, no, I
to
wish.
peel back the labia as you're like going in.
Like coming out of like the fucking Predator's like suit.
No, but what was cool was that like it wasn't like physically like that, but like it was symbolically the whole idea was that when you come out of the temple, it's like you're rebirthing yourself. So you cleanse yourself in the temple, and then you come out of the vagina entrance, and it's like you're being reborn. And I'm like, I thought that was pretty fucking cool, but it would have been cooler if it was a physical like physical parallel.
Okay, one, you wouldn't want that.
Yeah,
no one wants that or needs that.
I just think about that, and I'm like, yeah, so like the idea of reborn, that sounds like a cool spiritual kind of awakening in idea. Walking out of a vagina and saying you're like reborn, that I don't know, the imagery just doesn't match with the idea to me.
Yeah, of course.
I love how in Japan it's like, you know, they have these really super sexualized things, but then they're very hush hush about sex and other kind of topics.
Oh yeah.
It's like weird. It's like oh, we'll have a giant festival celebrating penises.
Yeah.
But we don't like gays. It's not gay. It's not a gay thing.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. I was just like, when I was standing there at the penis festival, and I saw
little homoerotic.
40 dudes carrying this giant cock, and I'm
Just
like,
saying.
I don't even think the Mardi Gras does this. I'm like, has anyone ever like questioned how slightly homoerotic this is? And like,
Japan's making progress slowly with it.
of course.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just because it's not that I'd say that it's not that they don't despise gay people or anything.
No,
Japan.
of
It's just
course
they-
not.
Yeah.
They just have an old system, and Japan is very slow to change shit.
Yeah.
But most
Yeah.
people don't give a fuck.
No, of
Japan's
course
really
not.
good about that shit.
No, of course
I mean,
not.
you go to any of these sex stores, bro.
Yeah,
You know
exactly.
they don't give a fuck. About
Oh
what
yeah.
you're doing.
If anything,
Exactly.
they're in the future in some sense.
Yeah, exactly.
A bit too much.
They're a
I-
bit too far.
Yeah,
I-
too
I-
far.